take off what you don't need. That's all you have to do. Just take off what you don't need. And that's the secret of bringing forth your glorious existence, you see. Look at what do we have that we're carrying around that we don't need. And see what it is, you don't need your fear. You don't need these fears because they're not yours. And why people hang on to fear, and you take a look, why do you hang on to fear? Because you're using it, you see. So the implant is fear, and then we agree to it and then have a belief, well, I need the fear because it motivates me, or the fear protects me. No, it does not. Well, how would I deal with things if I wasn't afraid of it? Well, you would know that a raging, maybe wildebeesty was coming after you or running. You probably wouldn't be there or whatever, or you'd be calm. And what to do? I remember this one woman had been taking my classes years ago, and we'd done some meditation, and she was out in the woods and sitting on this great big rock meditating, and here came a bear walking down the road. So she just said, I closed my eyes, went completely into inner peace and meditated, and the bear walked just right by, you see. So I'm not telling you this how to do it. Another thing too, I'd heard that really wolves really basically never really hurt humans. Very unusual. And the key would be then, if you were out in the wild or something like that, this man had done it, you have to know the nature of the pack animal, you see. Even like a lot of people have dogs and cats, obviously, and other pets. And we've domesticated them to have them live in our world. But they also have their basic nature. And that basic nature, like a very gentle little dog, if it starts running maybe with a pack of dogs, isn't that gentle little dog anymore. When it comes back to you, it will be, but then it's going to run with the pack, and it's going to do what the pack does. And that means you have to know the nature. So the fear, you don't need the self-hatred, the continual putting yourself down, or the continual criticizing and finding fault in everybody else, and not even looking what you're doing. You're hurting yourself, because that's where you're focusing your energy, your creative, divine energy that manifests. And you take a look, what are you carrying that you really don't need? What can you throw out there? And it's even like I was thinking about different things in my life too, when it comes even into having stuff at home that I don't really need, and that maybe somebody else can use. So I have thrift shops that I donate to, or I give to individuals. So if somebody, needs some help, and instead of giving to some other thing where their administration costs are everything, you don't really know where the money goes or anything like that. And then, so what you do is give money to all of that. Very little of it ever goes to people. So you find your people, you see, and then you could give to them. But anyway, we get back. So you could find some, or you could sell it, or you could trade it, or you could do stuff. And look at all the stuff we're carrying around that we really don't need. It isn't helping us in our mission, our purpose that we have, what we want to attain, our path, or however you call that, and to let go of all of that isn't serving you, in order for you to serve others, to do your work, and to attain. That means to actualize and realize, actualize and activate all that you are. And you want to know, see, what happens is, with all of the information that comes to us from media or everything else, people stay in a state of terror, terrorizing themselves through the mind. What if? What's going to happen to me? What if they do this? Picture this, image that. Do not do that. And because when you have a powerful manifester, it's an imager that projects and such your own perception out into the reality, because you are perceiving it from a specific state of mind. And what you want to be is in that state of beingness of who you really are. And it's kind of like letting go of stuff that really isn't important to us. and then catching yourself when you find if yourself you're listening to the mind and it's taking you off. You have to say, wait a minute, is that serving me? Where's that coming from? Is that me? Is that how I want to be? Is that how I choose to live? And what my experience, you see? And nobody else is going to do that for you. And to even do that, you have to give up being normal. Because what's normal? Now, normal is everybody walking around texting. I don't text. I don't do cell phones. I don't want them. I don't like that kind of stuff. And it's like, because I know what I like and what works for me and keeps me in my state of beingness. And anything other than that is not necessary, and it's interfering, and it's a distraction, you see. And you look at how much energy and focus we give on all of that. You could use that energy and that focus to manifest whatever you desire. And to realize, forget age, forget your color of skin, forget all of this kind of bodily thing that we get so involved in that it's such a distraction instead of actualizing the greatness of the divine that wants to express through you and through all of us. So let's just cast off all of that stinking thinking that we've been believing and talking about and using it, and just really get a good grasp and grip on who we really are, so that we can take that stand always in the perfection of our true divine nature. And as we do that, hey, and it takes some work, because you have to look at, what am I getting out of fear? What am I getting out of self-doubt? What am I getting out of being mean to myself? Well, it keeps me in line. Really? You need all of that? No. All it really comes down to is knowing and being who you really are in every single moment, tuned in. And then when we're tuned in the now, in every single moment, appreciating, acknowledging our relationship with our divine, our God within, however you call that, the goddess, however you call that, that is who we are. And as you do that, you'll see that you clear away, just like today, driving up to Castle Lake. It was foggy. And at one point, boom, it was clear. You go, wow. Yeah, that's what it's like. Are we going somewhere?
That way still.
Oh,
Hey,
good.
there's another good one.
Oh, goody.
Really good one.
I'll get my cards over here.